This is Thomas Pepin NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin, and let's play some NHL. First, just to give a quick comment that I've got puppy dogs right near me, and they're making some noise, so sorry if there's any background banging or whatever, chewing on bones and stuff. Anywho, continuing the series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're on season 17, episode 6. We started off the off-season free agency period doing the major moves, and then I was in the process of essentially scouting our replacements for our fourth line players. And so as just a reminder, so the strategy, it's the same, and technically it's actually more correct than I had previously done, but we had a lot of cap space where I decided to spend / allocate more money to the fourth line than I usually would. And then now, because of salary inflation and stuff like that, we can't really spend on the fourth line like we used to. So the plan now is to spend appropriately on the fourth line, which is basically league minimum salaries. Top three lines, spend as much as we need to. Of course, still staying under the cap. And maybe we might have to kind of claw back on our spending for defensemen. We've already started by getting rid of our highest paid defenseman, who wasn't really worth that money anyways. But yeah, so there's a few layers to it. Thankfully, at least with the goaltending, we've maintained our pricing or spending target prices. And yeah, so now it's like I was saying, so we were scouting the replacement fourth line guys. It would have taken a long time to do it thoroughly. I decided to do it off stream. So I have all the names already scouted. So I went through literally every single team, all the free agents within a certain overall range, and then also certain minimums for certain attributes, so like defensive awareness or whatever it would be. So I've scouted those guys. What exactly I need to do? Because I wasn't sure if there's any guys I needed to trade for. So I believe all of them are free agents. So there were some guys to trade for, but for the cost of the trade versus the other players available in free agency, it was actually a better decision just to get the free agents. So, that being said, I just want to come back because it's been a few days since I've done this, and I just want to see where exactly we're at. I believe we've offered for the other main, I was going to say free agents, plural, but it might only be one. Give me a second here. No, it is two. So we have given offers to the two franchise guys that are available who, funny enough, were previously our players. They were just asking for too much money previously, and then likewise now they still are, excluding Chubarov. But it's technically more than he's worth given his age. So in both cases, they're asking for too much. But the plan is to, like I said, take away the cap spending from the fourth line, and then basically our rental guys, which I think Judry we went to sign for 2 years and Chubarov for 1. if I'm not mistaken, we're going to trade Chubarov at the trade deadline to get value. And then Judry, I think it was 2 years. If not, then we would also be trading him by the deadline. So I can't recall, but I believe it's Judry that we have for 2 years. We traded for Moss, and I thought another. No, we didn't for the other guy. So it was just Moss, and it was Vasiliev was the guy we were considering, but we won't have enough cap space given our extensions that we're doing. And on that note, we have put in offers to extend franchise young guy Brandon Moore. I thought I wasn't going to, but he's actually very similar. We can't do it yet with Ortiz because we need to figure out exactly how much cap space we have. And then we might actually do it around the trade deadline after we've traded the guys, because then we actually have the cap space to do it. And then similar concept with Sidhu, who we traded for. And then that's it. Moss, we've already offered his extension. We're going to have Mikanov, our franchise goalie, play next season. I'm pretty certain, I'm hoping his development puts him up to 79 at the minimum, in which case we'll play him. But we've offered for, I believe, okay, good, it did go. Goalie as well, I think. We have not. There was a guy, and the problem is I don't want to offer again until we know exactly what's going on. I forget which guy it was. Malikov? No. Glenn? Yeah, it was Glenn. I'm pretty sure. We'll go back and review and make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Glenn Mikanov, the franchise guy, and then what's his face that we currently have? But maybe not. Give me 1 sec. Oh no, it is the right guy. Yeah, because the other guy had an expiring contract. We still have plenty of years left to this guy. 4 years. Okay. Cool. So next I gotta figure out what exactly the sequence of events should be. Okay, so I guess first we'll go and get those guys that I was targeting. I believe they're all two-way. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we've got Hmm. I think this is actually going to be easier by name. God, there's a lot. They really should have, I think they used to have it where you could go in by page. Oh God, this is going to take a long time. A long time too. Um, and just think, I went through all these players. Figure out who I was going to sign, but I guess maybe by overall is the best because they do have that recorded. They're all 76, 75. Because, yeah, there's going to be guys down at like 50, 40. And there's no point in going through all those names because that's going to be the bulk of them, I think. So 76 is what we're waiting for. All right, so we need Linzen and Kako are the two guys that we're looking for. Linzen. So just to kind of show you what I was looking for, so some of the criteria were um, skating all in the 80s. So okay, so first we're starting with the three best guys, which are essentially going to be our starting fourth line. So the best ones have these characteristics. So skating's all in the 80s, I believe, for all of them. Strength 80. Uh, Defensive awareness at least 80. Defensive skills like shot blocking, stick checking in the 80s. And then for certain ones, they might not have these other characteristics, but I believe, excuse me, the top three ones, the three that we're going to sign now, have all in the 80s for puck skills and shooting. The rest of the details are not that critical because, oh, sorry, in poise I wanted 75 or above. So this guy's got 78. So we'll sign for 3 years if they'll take two-way. So this is going to save a big chunk of money. Excuse me. Um, yeah, because previously we were spending between, I think it was like 2.5 up to 4.5 maybe for the three players. And so this way we have basically all that money available to be spent elsewhere. So the next guy is Kako we need to find. There he is. I was hoping for younger across the board, but in some cases it's, you know, um, whatever. You take what you can. Now, again, remember, all these guys, we don't have to trade for, even guys that we would have traded for, they wouldn't have been much different. So this guy, as another example, all in the 80s for puck skills, shooting, defense, defensive awareness 80, good stick checking, shot blocking. The balance was 1 point too low, but the strength was plenty high, so that's great too. Um, and then, yeah, 80s for skating. So another guy that we want, and he will take a 3. Do we want him for 3 though? Because he's 34. We only really have 2 useful years, but the third year we'll trade him, I guess. So then this works. 3-year, 2-way, yes. Okay, next guy is a 75. His name is Lampman. Oop, there he is. So again, 80s for the defensive stuff. 79 is the one bad thing for puck control, puck skills. Balance, same thing, but he has the strength at least, which is good. Shooting is all 80s. Poise of the last 2 guys were in the 80s. The previous guy I think was 78, but he was younger. So yeah, another guy with the criteria we want. So that's our 4th line, which is, to me, because I didn't do this previously, I'm not going to say I'm worried, but I'm unsure of exactly how it's going to work out with guys in the 70s for the 4th line. But they don't play much. That being said, it's more than I would want it to be. I would want them to play, like 8 minutes or so, but I think they turn out playing like 12. But if they're playing the penalty kill, then I guess that kind of makes sense. So anyways, yeah. What I could do, I was just thinking this, um, excuse me, I could double shift some of my good players on the 4th line and then just play these guys on the penalty kill. That's actually not a bad idea. I never really, I know I've previously done that when there's injuries, but what if I did that as a normal thing? Because then the top players are getting more ice time, more production. Another alternative is to play the better players on the penalty kill, because a lot of them have good defensive skills, and then just don't play these guys on the penalty kill. That's an option too. My concern is, shot blocking on the penalty kill could get you guys hurt, but I don't know. Yeah, would you want to give them more even strength time or penalty kill time? I kind of think it makes more sense to do even strength. So then what we could do is just not even have the 4th line play on the 4th line and then use them exclusively for the penalty kill. Then they're going to be playing like no minutes. But that's okay because they're being used for a specific purpose and the better players are getting played more. So anyways, just some stuff I'm thinking of. We have space to still sign people. Okay. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for tuning in. It appears as though you're the only one watching. Sometimes it doesn't tell, I've had it where it says one person, but then 3 people will be chatting. Mind you, I don't usually have 3 people chatting, but anyways. It has happened. Anywho, okay, so How many other guys do I sign now? There were two other guys that I forget why I marked them there. Let's go find them and see if we can figure that out. So there's a guy that's 77. Actually, this one I think is quickest alphabetically. His name is Wright. Oh, did I already pass it? I did. Right. What is your story? Oh, yeah, okay, so it's because I think these other two guys are one-way contracts. Um, hmm. This is tough. Doesn't want two-way. Maybe I think what we'll do is thanks for the feedback, Lauren. You can, if you don't find this interesting, you can definitely go. Um, so what I think we're gonna do is wait until he changes his interest in two-way contracts, because I bet you he will. Um, but I mean, we might still have to do a one-way contract, but he's probably gonna ask for less. Uh, so we'll just wait anyways for him. He could be, somebody could try to get him sooner than us. I'll have to monitor because he's elite potential. I'll have to wait, figure that out. Okay, and the other guy was Demers, and he is a 79 overall. So again, I think he was a one-way younger guy, like the previous guy. I think he was just 24, the guy we just looked at. And then the good thing about getting these guys is younger guys, hopefully, that we could keep for a while, and hopefully they would develop. But um, yeah, I don't know. Demers we're looking for. There he is. So yeah, like this guy's puck skills are fantastic, shooting's fantastic. Uh, Great offensively. Strength is the one bad thing, but yeah, and he wants one way. So that these guys we're gonna have to um, wait and keep our eyes on him and see. I thought maybe I would consider signing them now, but we won't. What do we do with the rest of the guys? Okay, so if we go for those two, we have 3 plus 2. Um, so then I think what we would do is, so one of the two-way guys will probably leave down in the AHL, and then um, four other guys will have up in the NHL. One guy's going to be scratched, the other three playing. And then I'm just trying to figure out, so what I'm going to do with these other guys, because I could still sign them and then have them extra depth, because I still need to fill out the AHL roster. But I think first what I'm going to do is look for the random potentially high value free agents that we're never going to use. So like this guy's an example. So he's elite, but horrible overall, but he'll have trade value. I think the rest. What's this guy's story? He's got good potential, decent enough overall. And he's young. So I think we will go for this guy. And then that's it for forwards. Any of these guys? 25, yeah, too old. So let's check goalies too while we're at it. So no standouts there. And we don't even really have a good backup for the AHL. Who do we currently have? What we'll probably do is just play the one goalie. So he's 22, starter potential, 71 overall. Did we just extend him? No. Okay, so yeah, so we'll just let the game fill out the backup goalie for the AHL. We won't bother picking anybody up. And then we need our goalie. So this guy, breakaway 5 holes, not good enough. So we're not going for him. Glove, high glove, low, not good enough. We need to have like at least a baseline of skills. So this guy's got good skills, but his poise is too low. So not a good choice either. Good, and good. So we could go for him. What was the exact? but is not driven to win. Okay, well, that's good to know. Stick high, stick low is no good. Everything's good here. Couple bad things there. So I'm pretty sure this was the guy we're going to go for. He's 28. Whereas the other guy was 30, so a bit younger. And his personality's good too. Everything's too low there, and then 79. So, who's this guy, right? Stats are so-so. Good enough for me. Do we lock him up? Long term. Well, we will, and then if we don't like him or we find better options, we'll just trade him. It's no big deal. So 1.35 times point. Oh wait, so yeah, he's a free agent, so we should just offer him exactly what he's asking for, I think. Because we have alternatives, you know what? We'll just do 90%. So 1.35 times 0.9. 135.9. 1.215. 225 is good enough. 135.9. Okay. All right, so what else do we need to get? So we've got the one guy here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We offered for 2 more, bring us to 10. The 10th guy would be on the 4th line. He'd be kind of like our call up to our main lines if there's any injuries. And then yeah, I guess wait, how many is it again? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And these 2 other guys are going to the AHL. Oh wait, I think one's actually junior. Yeah, this guy's junior. This guy's AHL. Okay, and then that is forwards, defense. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have all of our D, is that right? Guess so. So we have no AHL or developing guys. That's okay. Okay. So I believe that's all we need to do. Now, I guess the other thing that would be smart is to extend the guys that we want. 32 and 64 is good. It's his story. Yikes, his skating's bad. Should we even extend him? Just trade him? Huh, that's tough. He's 30 on top of it. Would extend. He wouldn't do two-way beyond 2 years. We're gonna trade him. 7 and 18, 35. Those are all good stats. Man, his skating's no good either. He won't do two-way for 3 years either. So Sharp Waters we're gonna get rid of. Sidhu we're keeping. He didn't play. He played well. Should we trade Fedorov? His skating's bad too, but he's willing to extend. I don't know, we'll trade him. We'll find some better guys, I think. See, he's good at everything. He's exactly what we want. Now, defensive awareness isn't the best, but he's an AHL guy anyway, so he's within range of everything normal. So, on that note, let's try this. Oh, wait. Do 80%. So 1025 times 0.8. 1025.8 is 0.82. We'll try that. So he would extend with us. He's 25, and the fact that he hasn't developed yet, I think, is enough for me to get rid of him. His performance is fine, though. Staples. Is there any... So those Waters and Sharp. We'll get rid of him too. His skating's not good enough. So these are things that I didn't look at before, but now I think I'll start paying attention to. Balance isn't the best, but the rest is all fine. His performance good enough for the most part, and he's young too, so he's got room for growth. Skating's bad for this guy, but he's only 22. He could develop and doesn't need to be extended anyways, so we'll leave him be. Skating's good. Strength is not. Skills are good. Played well. We'll keep him. Oh wait, we'll see what he does here first. No, so we're gonna trade him. Alright, so where are we going to trade these guys? And does anybody want them? So Staples is one. Elliott. No, I forget why. Oh, because he hasn't really played much. But we should actually trade him too. Heikkila was fine. Or Heikkila. However it's pronounced, I think all that's good. Novikov was good. Sharov is a no. Fedorov a no. Then Waters. Does anybody want any of the other guys? No. Can we get a third? Probably not. We'll try. Fourth, probably not. Seventh? Okay. Then what else do we have? We have at least a couple more guys. Oops. So Hagla we're keeping, Novikov we're keeping, Tutu no, Sharp no. I think that's it. And we'll use these guys to upgrade our pick. So we'll use this. Does anybody want? They do want both. So where to? Philly is perfect. Let's see what we can get. Third? Possibly. Fourth? Probably. Still no. Fifth. Sweet. Okay. I think that empties out those spots. I think the rest will wait to sign. So I could go for our depth guys because I just cleared out some depth, but we'll wait. We'll do that after we have all our major guys locked up and certain and all that. Okay. All right, so we'll go back through the list and make sure everything's all done. So trading blocks done. Oops. Those are done. Scouts we should have offered already. Yeah. Coaches did one. It's Grant. What's his story again? He was for associate. Okay. Coaches, scouts, coaches. We extended everybody that we're going to at the moment. We already picked up the just drafted guys that we want. Traded away the guys we needed to, I believe, all of them. Okay, so we should be good to sim forward. Cool. Cool. So that's our 3 scouts. 1, 2, 3. So we didn't get our coach. Who's this? That is... Oh, he's the high value guy that we're gonna trade. Alright, so now we need to find a different coach. Generalist. We'll go with a generalist if we can't find anything better. So it looks like generalist it is. And then what is the target price? 766. Just gonna take a quick look. How long are these contracts? 1 year left. He's a B minus. 4 years left. Because we could go with a goalie coach. Maybe that's actually a smart idea, is the guy that comes up for expiration first is what we get as the rotating in coach. That's a good idea. We have the space for it too. So I can spend up to 2 million basically. What's the rest of these guys? 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. Um, mm, mm, mm. He's a B minus. Yeah, so I shouldn't have gone for that other generalist guy. That's okay. So what will we offer? 1.060? So basically whoever gets it first gets it. And I mean, ideally it'd be the goalie guy, but whatever, it's no big deal. If it's not, D, he's a B. So him, it's almost certainly going to be a no, but we'll try anyways. And that's all we'll offer for now. One. Sweet. So that's the goalie, our third goalie for the NHL team. That's one of our fourth line guys, fourth line guy, fourth line guy. Novikov. I'll have to check. Sidekov, good. Novikov. I forget what we offered him. Let's do 0.85 times 1 million. 850. Let's just do 9. Save. So Moss, we're going to have to go back. Brendamore back. We didn't get Judry. Rans will have to try again. We didn't get Chubra. Well, that sucks. So two of the guys that we were targeting we didn't get. Okay. So Rans. So it's 5 years, 16.375 times 0.85. 16,375 times 0.85 is 13.92. Okay, 16,375.85 is 13.925. Brendamore. Seven puts them to 36. No, we do want it 6 years anyways. Okay, so 17.425. 17425 times 0.85 is 14.81. Man, that feels high. It definitely feels high. Hmm. $15 million. I don't know if I can justify that. $15 million. The other guy was 13.9. I don't think I can. 14 million's too much. We're gonna have to trade him. So that means we can sign Ortiz now. And also he's reasonable, which is nice. Four years, that's fine. He wants 10.675 times 0.8. 10.675 times 0.8 is 854. It's pretty cheap. We can get him for that. 855. 10.675 times 0.8 is 855. We can extend Situ as well. And all of that's reasonable. So we'll actually go 8 years for this guy. 5.125 times 0.8 is 4.1. 5.125 4.1. And then he didn't like what we offered. 7. 8 years. So he is 13.475. 13.475 times 0.85 is 11.45. Rounded up. 13.475 times 0.85. 11.475. Hopefully this works. Save that. All right, now we need to, well, first I want to see what is the trade value that we could have had. Chubrov, yeah, so we would have had a lot. And I could have sworn we offered him something like that, so I guess he just didn't want to play with us. And then, I can't remember the other team. What was the other team? We could go for Vorobiev. Oh, he went to Chicago, that's what it was. 17 million. So, yeah, it would have been good if we could have signed both of those guys, but it's not the end of the world. All right, so what is our backup plan? So we had this McLean guy that I don't know what he wants to extend for. Because I think, yeah, he played quite well. 73 points in his second season. Lots of goals. So he's an option. Where was he? Was he with Vegas? Oh, so I guess he did get extended. One of the guys we were considering. That's fine, that just makes it easier. And then Vorobiev, I think, was with Minnesota. 98 points, 2 years left. Nothing to report. He's a playmaker too. Oh, and they just signed Chiarelli. Well, we have lots of trade value to play with. Ollie's too expensive. Backers too expensive. Ulanov, what's your story? Not productive enough. Who's this Pierce guy again? No. So I'm nearly certain it's going to be what's his face that we're going to go for. Vorobiev. Too expensive. Oh yeah, Whitmore was an option too. We could actually get both. Doesn't he expire though? No, he's got turn left. He's a playmaker. 79 points. The doggy's snoring. It's wire. Could also go get him. $99 points. 2 years left, 13 million. Nah. And then it's McLean's the other option. Those penalty minutes are high. 96. Where was the other guy? Devils? Yeah. Well, we know that Vorobiev is the first target because he's highest valued. Oh, but they don't want Brendamore. Campbell, Krog. Oops. How is it that we have to give up more in this trade? Oops. This is just a touch, but I've kept doing just a touch how many times now? Come on. Still no. Holy jeez. Just a touch, they say. How many more touches do you need? Jeez, about time. Alright, so that's done. So again, the only reason why we traded for that second guy is just to reuse for another trade. Was there anybody else? So we got Moss that we still need to sign. I don't think anybody else. Oh, this guy's good. And nobody's going for him. Well, we still need 2 people anyways, so 3 years, 2 years. Oh, but nobody's offering yet, and we want to see how much everybody signs for first. It's 85. So we could go for him too. E.5, what's his story? Two-way defender. Oh, his skating's horrendous. Anybody else? No. Okay, so yeah, we'll monitor those other free agents. Hopefully have our guys signed. I really hope we get our guys signed after this next attempt. Um, and then we'll have clarity. But the problem is, I don't know how long it's going to take to get a response from them, so we might have to do things simultaneously. All right, so now we go for second guy. So we got Vorobiev. Not the perfect substitution for Brendamore, but good enough. And then also we saved, like that's the thing. So he is producing 98 points in 82 games. It's not far off from what Brendamore was producing. 98 versus, where was he just from? Minnesota. $105. They're both playmakers. He's 29. Vorobiev is 25. So we get a younger guy. We save $3 million in spending. We're probably going to get pretty similar. And he had that production on a worse team, whereas Brendamore had that production on our team. So maybe Vorobiev can produce better, as good as Brendamore. So I don't know. Anyways, I think it just makes a lot more sense to have Vorobiev. And then now we have Gamble. And what are we going to... So now we have the luxury of getting two players for the one player in terms of trade value. So the question is, do we go... Actually, the easiest answer to that question is to take a look at what we have. So, because I was going to say, do we trade for a young guy that is not ready to play, or do we trade for a guy that's ready to go? And that depends on what we currently have for people ready to go, basically. So we have, let's put this by overall. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're still at the same spot. So 8 guys. We need a 9th. So that, I think, tells us right there. So ideally we have a 9th. And then we have a 10th as a free agent signing, I think. Is that what we're doing? Give me a sec to think here. Do we need a 9th, actually? Okay, because the reason why I'm not so certain, we've got 2 guys that one guy's going to play next year. That's Savage, I believe. Trevika's in junior, and I think he'll be there 2 years. The AHL guy, we can only do 1 year, I believe. In the AHL, we might be able to do 2. But in any case, it's likely that one or both are going to play, because at 82 overall already, they pretty much are ready to go. So if we have, I think it was 8 that I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then that gives us 10, which is too many players. And so if we get another young guy, we could get another young guy. Um, that's no good. And even a player ready to go is also not good because then those two guys aren't going to get to play. So then we really do want two free agents. We don't even want a player. Huh. I don't know then. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Um, Man, I don't know. One thing just because I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any of the guys just drafted. Because if there's one of those, then that's just somebody we can keep in the system, and there's time before they're going to play. This guy's a guy that would have to play AHL because he's extra liga. What's his? He's a two-way forward. Well, if we're gonna, so we could do that, like I've said before, about store of value. So where we trade for this guy, if we want to keep him, we can. Like if he does really good in the AHL, we could keep him. And then otherwise, he's got good trade value that we could then trade away if we decide to. Rather than going for a first round pick, to be honest, we could actually probably pick up him and a first round pick in the trade because of the trade value of the other guy. But um, so that probably is the best idea. And I'm glad I thought to look, because I wouldn't have had that idea. What's this guy's story? Oh yeah, there's this guy too. Power forward. He looks pretty good. He's a USA guy. Mike Bierman, nice to see you again. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on how much they're gonna. Because keep in mind, I have it on the hardest trade setting, so I always lose. Yeah, so again, keep in mind it was USA, so American development hockey. So yeah, but he's got kind of the characteristics of a guy that's going to do well, whereas the other guy was extra liga. Yes, he's playing with men, but his production wasn't that great. So I think this guy's a better pick. But anyways, what I was getting at, I don't think I'll be able. I think I'll be able to get him in a first for the guy that I'm trading. I don't think I'll be able to get more, but I think this guy's a better option. So yeah, I'm glad I looked. For one, because of the idea of what I'm trading for in second to remember who was available. What's this guy? Defensive. Because yeah, that guy that we just looked at that we're probably going to trade for, he could turn out being better than one of the guys that we currently have. You never know. Oh, he's already played. I don't want that. Yeah, you might have seen it. So specifically, what I'm looking for right now is a guy that hasn't used any of his pro years because I don't want to eat. I don't want to have anybody having used up a year of their entry level contract. So yes, there might have been other guys at 19 or 20 years old, but the value of those years saved for me is most important than necessarily the player, because then I can just see what they sign for with somebody else and then trade for them if they sign at a good value. Yeah, so I don't know. There's no perfect solution to any of this. Oh, so I've already gone too far. Okay, so that is the plan then. So we want Dwyer. Just gonna make sure I didn't screw up where he's played anywhere. No. Okay, so we'll go for him. Thankfully, they want Gamble. And then, so yeah, Dwyer will essentially be competing with. Oh, wait, no, I should have left it by age. Savage for potentially playing on our team next year. So they basically produced about the same 103 and 67 versus 117, but this guy's an 80 overall, whereas the other guy's at 82. So he's further in development, probably, or he's probably going to be better. Also, I think this guy he was fourth overall in this most recent draft, whereas Savage was, I think, first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he's more likely to develop, I would predict, because he was drafted first. But anyways. Okay, so Gamble for Dwyer and a first. And I don't think we can get another first, but just because you said it, we'll try. And I don't think we'll be able to get more than that. But just because you questioned me, I'll ask for even a second. And then we'll go from there. But I have a feeling we won't even get that other first. Yeah, so I figured. We could sweeten it and then still get the first. Because they're a bad team. We want their pick. I don't like having to send a good player to their team, but we have no choice. We want to get that player anyways, so if we do something like this, maybe it could go. Second. Yeah, so I'll still try with these other two picks, but I'm pretty certain none of it's going to be enough. Yeah, I mean, like they never budge. Like they're that's why I mean, just because you questioned what I was doing, I thought I'd go through the motions, but I was pretty certain there was no way that trade was going to happen. So, anyways, the one first we'll get for sure. We'll probably do we go for this second or do we do the following? We'll go for the following and then the next one. So 2 seconds, it's possible we get. That's where I'm not certain, but we'll try. Third, fourth. So the first and the second, we might be able to get. I'm not 100% sure. It'll be close. And then we could always do those little sweeteners from our side, like the extra picks that we have kicking around to make it happen. But I still don't think that's going to be enough. So we'll do the fifth and the seventh, and if that doesn't work, then I don't think even the second's going to happen. No. So now it's basically whatever other stuff. It's probably going to be some sort of miscellaneous, like just the third or just a fifth, something like that. Or it could only be the Dwyer and the first. I would be surprised if we don't get the first. Maybe we would have to do a sweetener to get it, but pretty sure something's gonna happen before having to give up more. And every time I say that, I get proven wrong because they ask for too much. Hey, wow. Okay, well, something's gonna work. Still no. Okay. So it looks like we'll have to give up that second, third, fourth, and a sixth. Seventh. Hmm? Yeah, the problem is we need to have the first coming back. Even if we have to give up more to get it, there's no way that we're going without the first. Yeah, we can do this before. give up on that. Oh wait, no, it was the opposite. I wanted that to be a fourth, but I guess that's okay, because that tells us that we're still far off. Wow. Oh, come on. So we can't even we can't even get the first. That's so ridiculous. See, this is what I mean, having it on hard um, for trades. Hard is definitely hard. You get screwed in all the trades. Um, what do I have? Well, he was a pretty good pickup. We just signed him in free agency. God, what else can we even do? We want Pedersen. We don't really care. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're not getting a first out of that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it's just I thought for sure we would have had enough trade value in what we were offering, but whatever. So like these seconds, because they're also not on their trading block, it's not going to be super easy necessarily to get them, but man. Third and a fourth. Yeah, and I mean, I know this is not so super entertaining to have to go through all this process, but I'm doing it clearly for a good reason. You can see how much you think you could get back, and then surely enough you can't. Because this game really makes it brutal. Jeez. All right, well, I mean, a second round pick's not good, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so now we have multiple guys. Dwyer. So our AHL team's going to be great. We got a couple guys down there. Not that I really care how our AHL team does, but in terms of development, now we have three guys. So this is kind of the thing. So when you have people that won't sign for reasonable contracts, it sucks because you're deferring your performance and you're deferring, hopefully being able to sign good contracts. But um, yeah, because ideally you'd keep all your best players, but if they're not going to sign at good contracts, then it's just bad management. And our team's good enough that we are always competing for a cup, so um, so whatever, just deal with it. Um, okay, so we've got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we got 3 development guys. This guy's even technically a development guy, but we're more planning to use him in a trade in the future. There is a chance, like if he develops well, then we might keep him. But yeah, I mean, we might. We'll see. So we got a lot kind of in the pipelines. Our defense isn't as good as I would like. I hope that this Sidhu guy develops in the off season to be higher than 79. I think he will. And then that's it for trades that I needed to do, I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta check about those free agents that we were thinking of that are one way. Right. That's the guy, right? Huh, that's a pun. So now he's interested in a two-way, 2 years. I don't know if we'll be able to get better than that. Three, no. Let's try. Oh, he's gonna be UFA. No, so let's get him for 1 year, actually. And then we control his rights and we can decide what we want to do with him after that. And then the other guy was 79 Demers. I'm pretty sure he's going to be willing to do two-way now. But we'll see. Demers, where are you? Hopefully he didn't get signed, no. So I think that's definitely a two-way now. It is for 2 years, is good. Will he do 3? He will. We will try this. Oh, Mike, I don't know which guy you're referring to now, but yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm not sure which guy you're talking about, so I don't even know how to respond. Um, okay, so those are our two guys. We were able to sign the guys we targeted, I believe. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So exactly, yeah, that's the whole. It's always the plan. So, because if he's RFA, you at least control him, and then depending on what he wants, we can decide from there. So, yes, exactly what you're saying. So, Linson, we got. I can erase him from my list. The rest should be on in the system. Kako, we have. So, we can erase him. We should have Lampman. We do. I can erase him. Okay, so we have our major targets for our replacements. Kako. I think they were assigned to 3 years, right? Yeah. Okay, good. So we have. So those guys are supposed to be our fourth liners for the season. Nylander. I don't know if it's the real Nylander. I haven't paid attention because if he's not good enough to be on my team, I just don't even notice. Okay. I think. Okay, so we got three guys. Those guys are. Yeah, so we've got like a whole bunch of the names get used again. There's some I've seen like Smith. So this guy, Smith Pelly, it's the same last name as Devonte Smith Pelly, who played, I think he was Washington, some other teams, but of course it's a different first name. So just funny. Um, Man, there's a lot of moving parts this off season with the changes to the strategy that I'm trying to figure out if I missed something. How much cap space do we have now? 41 million. Okay, so 41 million minus, he's going to be I think it's, what was the math of that one? 11 million? Yeah, I think it was 11 million. Um, so that means we have 30 million. 30 million. I don't think there's anything else. So, okay, so now I have to figure out for next season's cap because if I want to get a free agent that I can trade, I need to sign them for 2 or more years, but I might not have the cap space. So we have 78 plus 11 is 89. We'll just say 90. Plus Sidhu, I think, was 5, so 95. 95 plus, I think he was 14. So that's 109. 109 plus another, he was how much again? We'll say 9. So that's 118. And that puts us over our cap for next season. So then, oh God, I hope they these guys can sign then. I hope. Yeah, I hope I didn't mess that up. We'll figure it out. Um, okay, so then now that means we can't do more than a year. So, okay, so now I'll make a new list of free agents we're targeting. So, Weiman is one. So I know I've gone over my 2 hours that I allocated, but I'm gonna go until things are clear, and then I'll end it after that. He's good too. 90, 100 points. 111. Wow. Oh, I should check if they fit. Fourth line, yeah, whatever. I don't. It's probably going to be third line anyways. Same with him. And for the 1 year, how much space do we? So 11 million off of the 41's 30. So we should have plenty to sign whatever they're going to ask for. We should be able to sign both Wyman, however it's pronounced, and Rycroft. That's 85. He could be our backup plan. I don't think there's anybody else that we want. Oh, I want this by overall. Because all the rest, I think, didn't produce enough. No. Okay, so we did get our goalie, I believe. One, two, plus our franchise guy. Okay. So we have everybody, and then so we'll monitor those two guys. They'll have to be 1 year rentals because we don't have space for any other alternatives. Or well, up to the trade deadline, and then we'll get value whatever we can out of them, depending on what their trade value is. Because if their trade value is not that high, then we'll keep them because of their value in terms of performance. But if their trade value is high, then we'll use them for something. Okay, so I think that's that. What was the other guy's name? I forgot to write it down. I think it was Rycroft. Yeah. And I should make sure those are NHL numbers. Yeah. Pretty certain. And those are good stats. Okay. That's fine. He is, I think, the goalie coach, which is great news because then our other goalie coach is going to expire. He'll replace him. Yeah, good. He was going to decline. Sweet. So that's coaches then. CCB, CAB. CCB, CAB. So he's almost the same as this guy already. This guy developed to be this good, and his contract's expiring. So he's starting off at a better point, this new guy. So he'll come up, replace this goalie coach. We'll just let this guy walk. And then I guess that's the new strategy now is whoever we're going to sign in the AHL will either sign to associate coach or head coach, and then they're going to replace whoever's about to expire for these guys. So he's still there for 5 years, 4 years, 2 years. So next would be a defenseman coach. We would try to extend this guy first because he's an A plus, only costing $2 million. He's B minus. He's not bad. We'll see how he develops because he could be ready too. So, anyways, so I think it's good that I kind of stumbled across that strategy, just as a coincidence of trying to fill the spot. So scouts and coaches are done, which is good news. That's one less thing to think about. And then budgets, that means we can put them back down. Which again, I don't know if it uses up the salary if you allocate it or not, but just to be cautious. That was 1 day, 2 days. Anybody going for those guys yet? No. So we're still safe. Cool. Still nobody. Demers, so sweet. So he is, I can remove him from the list. So he's one of our depth guys. We'll be hanging out in the NHL. So for our fourth line, he's rejected. He's the other guy. For depth forwards, then Sidhu we have to offer more. So we previously offered 4.1, so we'll do 4 point something else. 3.5, 4.375. Okay. Now, how many roster spots do we have left? $33. Those 4 that are pending, I think, are all guys on our team. So that means we have 16 spots. What I haven't done is scouted defensemen, depth defensemen. Oh, but do we already have depth defensemen? Kind of. So he should be better. And he is pretty darn close. But could be better. So we need more D. I don't want to do that scouting on stream again because it just takes so damn long. I also don't want to sim forward too far because then some of those guys could be signed by other people. But I'll have to risk it so I can do it off stream. Because like I said, I just want to figure out my situation with players here before I end the stream. So I think that was it. Sweet. So we have him signed. Ortiz, we need to offer more. Ren's accepted. So it's starting to look like 0.85 of what they're asking for is the new norm, because everybody so far that I've offered 0.8, which I did previously, they've all rejected. So I think I might start at 0.85 times whatever they ask for moving forward. Because Ren's, for example, he rejected and then he accepted at the 0.85. Same for Moss. And so my assumption is Ortiz, it's going to be the same thing. How many years were we going to do? 3, 4. 4 it is. And he was 12.8. Where is that? Oh, I think he increased his demands. I don't like him. 12.8 times 0.85. Wait, because if that's the case then, because it was 10.675 times 0.85, or do we, let's see what that does. So that says 907, and then if we do 12.8, times 0.8 is 1024. So Um, because we're getting tight on cap space, I'm going to try based on his previous asking. See if that works. 9075. Because what did I offer him last time? 854. Because worst case, we'll just offer again and deal with it. Uh, 10,675 times 0.85 is 907. So I think previously he said yes for an extension, and because we didn't offer enough, he now doesn't want to extend. So I guess they're fussy after you don't get it right the first time. So I guess that's where that 0.85 might be wise moving forward. What else do we have? So we have Ortiz still to extend. Sidhu to extend. So what was that? Let's say 10 million plus 10 million plus 5 million. So that's 21. We're going to be over the cap with that. Huh. Nobody's offered to them yet. Okay. Okay, so he accepted. So clearly the 0.85 seems accurate. They're still available. Man, this guy's getting annoying now. Seven. Man, he completely changed the structure now, too. Because he said 12.8 times. Huh. Yeah, because now he's asking for 7, but I think he was asking for 4 before. That's weird. Now it's actually getting all reasonable going upwards. His performance was decent. That was his second season. Huh. 13.85 times 0.85 equals 11.77. Huh. That's interesting because 11.77 is going to put us over what the probable cap is. So we can't even offer him what he's asking for unless we did a shorter term, which I don't know if we want to do. And then now, if we go to the end of the season without signing him, he could ask for more, but the only other alternative would be to trade away some of our cap spending. Vorobiev, no. Taves, no. Moss, 92. We don't want to trade him. Threlfall, no. Sarno, no. Martin's definitely not. Kivaharu. How many years left? 3. We're trading him in the off season when he's 35, so we got 2 years left of him. Barkowski, no. Renz, no. How many years did we sign him for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Bachman. So nobody else takes up any space. Huh. So we might, I don't know exactly what we're going to do to clear space. So in the off season, we'll know about extending Vorobiev, so he could get traded. Likewise for Taves. Likewise for Threlfall. So we'll, I guess, revisit Ortiz in the off season, or do we just offer him and then hope that it goes through for the cap space? Because that's $4 million more than what the current cap is. I don't know. Well, I mean, because the other thing is we don't know how he's going to do. So he's not even currently worth that 11 million that he's asking for. So we can't even, or we shouldn't even offer it. Taves was when we offered it. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Moss is when we just offered it now. Threlfall is good. Then Renz, I mean, he's barely worth what we're going to pay him. But we have to. Because he's just under, I think our cap for salaries now that we would spend is 14 million, but you have to be our best player for that to happen. All right. So then we're not going to deal with Ortiz at the moment. We'll deal with that in the off season. Which typically I wouldn't do that. Man, we have a lot of replacements. 63 points in his first NHL season. And Ortiz had 65 points in his second NHL season. So we might be trading Ortiz, and then Nicholas is a better replacement than he, or better than him. Okay, so then wait, and then the last thing we need to see is we have 30 million in cap space. So because nobody's still offering for these guys, we can afford them, but we won't offer it yet. I would do it right now. It's just sorry, I just want to have a look at this guy. I would do it now, but the problem is I want to do all that scouting for defensemen, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to sign these guys until other teams are starting to put in offers, so we know what their lowest asking price is, basically. So yeah, so we'll end the stream and then I'll do the scouting for defensemen off stream, come back with those guys, and then the next stream, so tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern it should be, I believe, or approximately that time, like I was saying before. I'll have scouted everybody, and then I can sign all those guys, as well as the depth forwards that I've already scouted. And then we'll also be monitoring these guys and then eventually offer for them too. So we'll do all that next stream. But yeah, like I said, that's it for this one. So if you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams on regular NHL content. So that is not this Friday, but the following one, covering the 2 weeks before that date of NHL news. Be a Pro and franchise mode. The schedules for that are in the About section of the channel. That is, those are temporary schedules. It'll tell you up until what date. So it'll be daily at the 2 times specified approximately. Like I said, it's going to be a bit flexible, probably plus or minus an hour to those times, depending on stuff that I'm doing when I'm available. Any comments, leave them in the comments, suggestions likewise, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning-ish for Be a Pro. Okay, bye. Oh, and thanks again, Mike Bierman, for tuning in, interacting, likewise to Lorian Baker. Okay, bye.